For this effect, I can start off by giving the deck just a little mix up like this. After I have finished shuffling the cards, I would explain to the participant I'm going to riffle my thumb down the side, and all they have to do is call out stop. Let's say they call out stop here. Now, I explained to the participant that if they would like, they could actually go further down the deck. But let's say that they are good where they call stop. I'm going to now have you look at the card you called out stop at and remember it. I could then hand the deck over to the participant, have them shuffle up the cards, and I already know that the card they called out stop at is the Ace of Hearts, and that is the effect. If you would like to learn how to do this, please stick around for the tutorial. Before I get into the tutorial, the cards I am using for today's video are the Richard Turner Gold Seal playing cards. I have a deck review on these. I will link that in the description. I also won these as part of a brick giveaway from Sean Devine. So I so I will go ahead and link the unboxing and Sean's video all or channel I should say all in the description. So for this card force, this is based off of the slip force, which I believe I have already taught on the channel. If I can find that video, I will link it down below. So in this video, I will show you how that force is done. I will show you a few variations of it, and then I will give you a quick walkthrough of the slip force, just in case I don't have a video on it already. So your only setup is going to be taking any card you would like and leaving it on top of the deck, and you are all set. So at the end, I will also show you how you can get into this from a shuffled deck. So first, let's go over the slip force, and then I will go over the variation, just because it's good to have some handling of what the move is based off of. So the card is on top of the deck, and you're going to hold it in your dominant hand with your middle ring and pinky like this over the side of the deck. Your index finger is at the back, and your thumb is at the closest top corner. Now, what's going to happen all at once are these three fingers are going to pull down. This index finger will push it in the deck in like this, but your thumb will pull back on this top corner, so it's going to look like this. You're just going to release some pressure from your thumb, which will then release the cards, and they call out stop whenever they would like. Let's say they call out stop here. Because you're still applying pressure with your middle ring and pinky, you're going to come over. Now, I should actually say that if they want to go further and they don't want to stop here, you can just continue riffling down and they call stop. Or you can riffle all the way down and then start back from the beginning. There are a few ways you can do this. So they call out stop. You're going to come over with your other hand. Your middle ring and pinky go in the front. Your thumb goes in the back. And with these other middle ring and pinky applying pressure, all you have to do is lift up on the packet, turn your wrist over like this, and you can show them the card, the Ace of Hearts. So in real time, it would look like this. Call stop right there, and the Ace of Hearts. That is a good move, except the participant might actually hear the slipping of the card off the packet. So in order to avoid that, here is how you're gonna do the move in the performance. So you still have the card on top, and you're gonna riffle down like before. So it's pretty much the same handling. Instead of this way, it's gonna be like this. They call stop. You're gonna lift up really where they called stop and move it halfway to the other side of the deck. Pinch down on the top card with your thumb and raise your hand up like this. Now, if they do want to go further down in the deck, just put this packet back, riffle down, and you're going to do the same thing again. So stop, you can lift up, move it halfway, pinch down on the top with your thumb, and then hold it like this. Now, you're just going to talk to them and explain that they could have called stop anywhere they wanted, and now you're going to have them look at the card they called stop at. While you're explaining that, because your thumb is pinching down on this top card, your fingers are going to come for this other packet, the front and the back. You're just going to move it out of the way like that, and then you're going to show it to them. Okay? So let me go over that a couple more times. So they call stop. I move it over. I come up like this. I explain they could have called stop anywhere. While I'm talking about that, my fingers in the front and the back, and my thumb is applying pressure down to the top card. I'm just gonna peel it away and I can show it. And when you do peel it away, you want to make sure you don't go like this and then you're able to go back. You want to make sure you get the card the first time. It may look suspicious of why are you moving this to the side and then you're coming back and you're doing it again. I know in the performance I did it, but if you do this in real life, you want to make sure that when you're talking, you can do it like that and then you can show it. So sped up in real time, here's what this may look like. So they call stop. I explain that you could have called stop anywhere, but you called stop here, and it is the ace of hearts. And then you can put the rest of the cards on top, hand the deck over, and have them shuffle the cards. So that is the variation of the slip force. Now, the original tutorial video will be linked in the description, but here are a couple more ways you can use that move. So you can do this off of a Hindu shuffle. I'm not sure if I have an actual Hindu shuffle tutorial. If I do, it will be linked down below. But if I don't, I will give you a quick walkthrough of it. So what you're going to do is hold the deck in your non-dominant hand with your middle ring and pinky on the one side, thumb on the other side. It really doesn't matter where your index finger is. And notice how I'm holding it near the bottom, not near the top. And there is a reason I'm doing that. I'm going to come over with my other hand, so let's say my middle ring and pinky and my thumb. I'm gonna contact some cards from the front, and then I'm just gonna, while contacting pressure, just bring them forward like this. I can open up my hand and the cards drop off. I come back, but this time the packet is gonna come over. So I grab cards, or I hold onto cards, I move the packet back, then I drop. And if you keep doing this, this is going to be the Hindu shuffle. So if I do this in real time, it's going to look like this. Okay. So that's the Hindu shuffle. Let's talk about how you can use the Hindu shuffle now. You're gonna take your force card and you're gonna leave it on the bottom of the deck. You're gonna start your Hindu shuffle, so they call stop. If they're not happy, you can go back and do a couple more until they are happy. Just don't go all the way to the bottom. And it is good if you have some cards left over. So let's say they call stop here. Same thing as before. I square up the packet in my hand. I take this other packet, I move it halfway over. This time, however, because the card is on the bottom and not the top, I'm going to apply all my pressure to the bottom card with my four fingers here, or my three fingers, middle, ring, and pinky. So when I'm talking, I just lift up just slightly. You don't want to flash the bottom card. Maybe you can lift up to here, but of course you can move your hands around like this to cover the move. You're just going to slide your thumb across the top card with no pressure, but all the pressure will be on that bottom card, and then you can show the card. So of course you're talking. What when you do this move, you're still moving your hands, but I'm not gonna do it. But just imagine I'm moving my hands. I'm just going to come over. Don't apply any pressure to the top, but to the bottom, you can go like that, and then you can show the card. So in real time, it would look like this. So they call out stop, and I would be moving my hands. Let's say I lift it up, I slide the card out, and then I show the ace of hearts. And that is off of the Hindu. The very last way I'm going to show you is the dribble. Now, the dribble, I do know for sure I have a video on, so I'm not going to teach that, but I will link it in the description. So, really, you can do this either from the top or from the bottom. So I guess I'll give you a quick walkthrough of the dribble. There are plenty of ways you can do the dribble. This is just how I do it. So my non-dominant hand, my middle ring and pinky on top, thumb in the back, index off to the side. I'm going to pull up on this bottom half with my thumb, and I'm going to release pressure from all my fingers. And when I do that, I'm going to drop cards like this, okay? So that really is the dribble. The more you practice it, the more fluid it will get, okay? So, original video will be linked in the description. Let's say you start with the card on top. You're going to dribble, they call out stop. If they're not happy, they can either call out stop again, or you can go through all the cards and then start from the bottom. It really doesn't matter. Let's say they call out stop, square up the bottom packet, and put this other half on top. Here's the first way you're gonna do this. Just like the actual slip force from before, you're gonna talk, and while you're moving your hand, you're just gonna peel off the top card and do the move and show the ace of hearts. So if we do this in real time, they call out stop. They could have called stop anywhere, but they called stop right here at the ace of hearts. And then the last way you can do this is the card on the bottom. So this is gonna be a little different, okay? So you're gonna dribble. When they call stop, you're gonna actually move the packets, okay? So actually, no, you're not gonna do that from the bottom. I'm sorry. You're just gonna do it from the top. So ignore what I said from the bottom. You're just gonna do it from the top. Now that I'm thinking about it, it doesn't make sense from the bottom. I'm sure you could do it, but I'm not gonna try to figure it out in this video. And the last way I'm gonna show you is how to get this from a shuffle deck, either to the top or to the bottom. So let's say the card is in the middle, the deck is shuffled, you take it back, and you are gonna show them all the cards are different, and you're gonna spread through. When you find a card you want or you know beforehand, all you're gonna do in this case is the call. I have a video on the call. I will link that in the description, but I'm not going to teach it because this video is getting pretty long already. So now you controlled it to the top. If you want it on the bottom, just catch a break below the top card. I will link the pinky count, and then you could do something like the double undercut, which I will also link as well. But any move works, even the overhand shuffle. Just pull off one card, and then you can shuffle the rest. And that is going to be the video. I'm going to stop there. So I hope you really like this video. If you are new here, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time with a new video. Bye.